Next job. We're slowly making our way westward. Gifts. Meteora. Oh, yeah, again. Thessaloniki. Alright. That's a different part. Okay, but it is just off the main road that I have been on before. If we do Bitola, then maybe we're positioned to get across to Albania? Cope? Speaking of Copa. I haven't actually been there, but that's a very long delivery that I don't want to take right now. We'll stick with the shortest delivery option for now. I'm working my way across, I'm just edging my way over to Albania.
Pedal to the metal, man.
But I'm really not optimistic, eh? I really doubt that we're going to get anywhere near where we want to go. It might even be a case of almost should have just taken that Copa delivery and done like this massive sidetrack that went through Albania just so I could actually have been there. Or we're going to have to take like a delivery that goes across to Ancona that would take a ferry. And we'll just have to go out of our way to discover those cities, I think. Because we just are not getting anything that wants to take us there. I don't know what it is about those depots that, yeah, seems no deliveries go to those two cities. And the ones that we have been to, that was just because it was the Winterland stuff, right?
Then turn left.
So we're ignoring our GPS a little bit
Turn left.
because we want to find somewhere to sleep. Though it is really not very well lit around this part of town. I'm not sure I want to sleep up here. But this is a car park, apparently. A truck stop. There's a truck already there. So, yep, there we go. We can just park on the side of the road, apparently. I'm not sure about this, but okay. Cuts to, you have been robbed. Really feels we're going the wrong way, eh? Because I'm fairly sure we need to go south. Ah, yeah, but we've got to get there via this road. Probably a mountain in the way, I suspect. This is always weird, when the road just completely splits two very wildly different directions. Also, 500 mil. Nice. We have cracked the $500 million. Wouldn't it be nice? Trade that in for some real cash. I have no idea whether or not this is going to discover with me just driving past. We can try just nipping into that bit as well. I don't know. We'll find out. What's with the toll booth in the middle of nowhere? Huh? I guess no way around. You'd better pay up. It's not even two-way, so you can't go back. The only way is forward. And then there's another toll booth up ahead on the main road again. What? What was that one for? We've had one toll, yes, but what about second toll? Seems weird. I would have expected that to be for the whole section. Ah, just missed. Just missed getting through with the barrier arm still up. And then because you have to brake, you get slowed down so much, you've got to get back up to speed again. Ugh. See, I would have really expected that toll to be for getting on the motorway from the city.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Right, back into the thick of it in town. There's the church to the left, that's the photo opportunity. We'll be coming up to the roundabout, that's the real photo opportunity.
At the roundabout, take
Yeah, that's the thing that's actually interesting.
Keep right. Exit now.
Squeeze through the gap.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Oh, that's right, yeah, it's just weird intersection here. On the map, it almost looks like it just goes straight,
Left.
but it is a little
Turn
kink.
left and then turn right.
Because a lot of the time in the map, there'll be that little bit to the side, and it'll actually be like you're on the main road, but it'll be a turn off that isn't fully included. So it's easy to get mixed up when you're seeing the zoomed out view of the map. Also, this is just a bit of a convoluted rabbit warren through here.
Here we are. Kind of on time.
Right, where do you need it? Yeah, I fancy just doing this. We'll do the first half instead of the one where we have to then reverse again. Into the cab. Ah, stop too soon again. Excellent. 3 out of 14. Let's get the next one lined up if we can. How are we going? What do we got? Back to Skopje. Nope. Trikala is the next one. Well, I guess that's what we do. That's kind of what we expected to happen is, yeah, we're going to get deliveries heading that way instead of across to Albania. Being a one depot town is kind of handy because we can only ever get delivery from where we finished.
Let's go. Ready to turn right.
Really would have wanted to be going back up to the other main road and heading west into Albania, but oh well. Maybe we can get lucky and go north from Greece instead. Yeah, we're really grasping at straws. We'll just keep doing the routes until the next non-duplicate shortest one takes us somewhat past there instead. Like, I'd rather go further and get past where I want to discover. Yeah, that takes precedence over just finishing the event quickly, I think. Now, we don't have much time. I'm fairly sure this event does finish on, like, Wednesday or something. If not, tomorrow. So, you know. I am up against the clock a little bit. Because I didn't get a chance to do anything last weekend. That was a write-off. Valentine's Day itself was a bit disrupted from a phone call that we needed to pick our daughter up from her respite stay. And then we kept her at home over the weekend and eventually still had to take her to hospital on the Sunday. So that's why there was no stream last weekend. And then this weekend, yesterday, I was at the hospital. I'd done my overnight. And then this morning it was going to be, well, how do I feel? And how much homework do I have to do with my Twitch highlights, which they decided that they didn't want to keep anymore. Thankfully, most of my stuff I'd already exported to YouTube, so it was just a case of going through and going, alright, is this already there? Yes. Good. We can just delete it. There were a few things that I'd forgotten about that we've since downloaded. So there might be a few blasts from the pasts coming up onto YouTube at some point. I'm a bit surprised they don't do more in the way of like simulation of, okay, you're at the border. One, it should probably be busier. Two, you like stop and then time passes. It's like 2 hours later is when you actually get to start moving again. And we are back in Greece again. Thessaloniki 196, we're not quite going there. Not this time. It'll just be open road, pretty good quality motorway for the first part of it. Then I am going to take an interchange to go down a road that I've not discovered yet. But there'll be a fair amount of we've been this way recently sort of driving for now. And here is the interchange where we turn right.
Keep right.
Ah.
And then exit right.
And of course get too eager and crash into the truck in front of us, even though I thought that we had plenty of room. I was just getting impatient and wanted to get in onto the off-ramp. He's probably wanted to come this way as well, that's why he was slowing down.
Exit right.
But I don't care about the 50km/h speed limit because it's a pretty smooth turn through here. So I've got a sharp one at the end, but that's the problem up here. Here's where you put the 50km/h corner warning. Probably should have just dug through the rock a little bit more and made it straighter. Because now you've got 50 traffic joining onto the main road, and you've got to accelerate 50 to 100 in a very short point of time. Interesting they tell you to turn your lights off again. So lights on for the tunnel and then lights off. Fairly sure a lot of cars these days, the lights will just be on regardless. I guess it's the driving lights versus the like actual full headlights. It's a stream apparently? That's not a stream, that's just a dirt road now. Once maybe. No longer is that a stream. That also looks to just be a road as opposed to a river that we're going over. Interesting. That road must just turn into a complete flood if there's any significant rains. Okay, now up here is where we've got a bit of a confusing looking map experience. Because we're now leaving the bypass that we essentially took.
Keep right. And then exit right.
To then get off and go back and follow the mountain road down to
right.
Trikala. It's the same road that we had previously taken. Got to go through the toll booth on the corner. So we smash our way around the Armco. Because I'm terrible at seeing where the corners of my truck is when I'm in this view. And the road is just very tight through here. And we probably want to stay right anyway, to be honest. Because we'll be getting off just up here. So at some point we need to go the other direction and head north along the same sort of bypass route, because we haven't been that way. We instead previously took this to get down to Trikala. I managed to not crash into the car. That's a good start. See if I can not crash into the wall too. Very twisty turny through here. Much more interesting road to drive on. Looks like they're doing some upgrades along here maybe. Not sure what that's all about. We're probably going to be speeding much faster than what the other traffic is going to want to do. Just gotta hope that we don't meet anyone coming the wrong way at the wrong time. Please be quiet traffic. Is this the road that went past Meteora? I think it might be. Could be worth stopping again. Be a really cool place to go. I'd love to go here to Meteora in person, but my word is it out of the way. You'd pretty much have to rent a car or take a coach tour or something. I would be very surprised, speaking of coach tours, I'd be very surprised if there was like a public bus service or anything that came through here. Yeah. Ah, couldn't quite stop in time. What happens when you're distracted by the scenery? Bit of a grey day today. I'm not going to stop for the viewpoint again. Meteora is up there. You've got to turn around and go through the car park on the other side to get to the viewpoint. If you're curious about that, check out my Exploring Greece, Cruising Greece streams. You'll get to see more of me crashing into cars, probably. Has the physics changed again or something? Because, yeah, I just seem to be struggling to do corners the way that I would expect to do. Yeah, it's in third person. I'm also really tired. That probably doesn't help. I'm probably reacting like half a second later than I should. Well, here we are in Trikala anyway. I should have jumped across and gone just left over there instead. Just go past those chairs. A bit late now. Policeman, you should know better. What are you doing? And your other guy crashed into the truck. What? Well, in honor of your bad behavior, I'm going to behave badly as well, so there. If the police are getting into accidents on the roundabout, then, well, you can't blame me. Totally can. But given that there was a car just stopped on the roundabout going around the correct way, so, okay. Let's just cut the corner. Oh good, there is a rest stop at that gas station. We don't technically need it, I don't think. What are you doing? You're going in front of me, of course. I mean, how long is until my next sleep? 2 hours 45, I guess, is closer than... certainly closer than my next delivery is likely to be, so I may as well stop in at the gas station and sleep.
Turn left.
I'll probably need to sleep twice so that it's actually morning when I get out.
It's all over now.
Where do you need it? Yeah, nah. Let's play it safe. Alright, so that'll be 4 out of 14 now. Four out of 14, time to look for the next lot. Gifts. I never looked up how to say that town name properly. Iuandina, maybe? So we've got a few options to go there, or Mytilene... no. That's, it's quite a big difference, isn't it? 208 377? Yeah. I can't remember which depot I'm in at the moment or closest to. I do need to sleep regardless, but we can pick up one of these.
Let's get this job done.
Ah, this was the correct one. Looks like. It's right there.
Come on, there's a job.
Excellent. And I'm pretty sure there's just one road to take, and that's the way we just came. Alright, back through the hills. This time we're going to be climbing. So, you know, it'll be a bit slower going up those hairpin sections than it was coming down.
At the roundabout, take the first
Now we can just skip through here.
exit now.
Oh, interesting, there was a car parked there last time, which would have made that much tighter, but not this time. You get such a good view of Meteora going this way. I guess that would be the strat maybe, is that so long as you can get to Trikala, I don't know if there'd be a train, but maybe an intercity bus or something, then surely it's easier just to get up to town up here. You could probably walk along that road off to the right, actually. I know not everywhere walks literally all the places when they're on holiday like I do, but I'd just hike across the country if I could, to be honest. We could have actually just gone into the viewpoint again. It's a nicer day today than it was yesterday, but again. Been there. If you want to check out the viewpoint, it'll be on one of my cruising Greece streams. I think probably near the tail end, probably like episode, yeah, I don't know what. I literally don't know what because I haven't highlighted them yet. At this point in time, I have not yet caught up to highlight those. But by the time that this is out on YouTube, then that will all be highlighted because that will be the previous series to this one. Just in a constant state of backlog at the moment. Especially from all the Satisfactory streams I did over summer. First I thought, oh, I've got to get my ass into gear and do all of the highlights before the broadcasts disappear, which I do still need to do. But then they started attacking highlights on Twitch, and it's like a case of, okay, well I can no longer make new highlights until I clear my 800 plus hour backlog of highlights because they want to enforce a 100 hour limit for some reason. Despite not doing any compression on highlights or any attempts to monetize them. It's like, oh, these aren't driving engagement and are costing too much to store. It's like, yeah, because you literally did nothing. Whatever. Twitch hasn't always, it seems, will be predominantly a streaming service. I've not been interested in trying to make it anything else, so don't know what we're supposed to do about it. But now I'm caught up on highlights again, which means I can make new highlights of current stream content as well as still catching up and making all of the highlights from Satisfactory. I got as far as New Year's Day, I think. For reference, this is, well, obviously being filmed after Valentine's Day, so that's how far behind I am. Which is why I need to keep an eye on when past broadcasts will expire, because I get 60 days. So this is convenient actually, because I haven't been back this way. I have only been from the west coming south. So this bit of road is one that we hadn't done yet, and we join on to the expressway that we came through on. Just the other delivery. So that's nice and tidy. Now we just need to worry about driving straight through that whole intersection at some point to go east again. Let's not go off there. Meanwhile, while I've been yapping, we have arrived at our destination. It wasn't a very long delivery, thankfully. I'm not even sure this would have qualified for a 200-kilometer had that been an issue. Probably not. It's the sort of thing that I was having to dance around. Ooh, okay, I missed my exit. I guess I just go around again, eh? That was a really tight turn at the end there. Especially when you're coming in way too fast. Oops. We'll just go round the peanut again. It's like a roundabout, but it's squished in the middle, so it's a peanut. I bet I drove around it fully previously, thinking, oh, then I won't have to worry about it again. And then I make a mistake, and just did it anyway. So... of course, he's just going to cut ahead. Yep, of course, of course. I'm fairly sure I do remember coming here in the Cruising Greece series and then having to specifically drive a little bit further than what I wanted to, I think. Because the delivery to Trikala, I think, was not 200 kilometers minimum. We'll see what it says for the driving distance.
Here we are, safe and sound.
Where do you need it? Hell no. I cannot bother reversing it inside. At least there's lines on the ground. There we go. Always stop too soon. Don't even have the excuse of driving in snow. So, moving on to almost halfway. Well, that's just backwards again, isn't it? And that's even worse. Alright, I think we are... Oh, that's all the way up there? They're just trying to make my life hell now, aren't they? Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, nah. Okay. This is annoying, because I don't want to just drive back the way that I came. I also don't want to go all the way over there. If I want to go to Italy, that's great. I would rather it be Ancona, or just Taranto, or something like that. So we're at an interesting juncture. I almost feel that I just want to drive to Vlore or something manually at this point. What freight market jobs do I have? Bearing in mind I could just invent one if I wanted to. Oh, now that's interesting. Oh my god, look at that road though? Taking a special transport through that road? That sounds like hell. Trip time, almost 7 hours. Just going at, what, 30 k's an hour or whatever it is? Oh, I mean... Is it wrong that I'm really tempted to do that?